The James Webb Telescope has recently sent back truly incredible images of the surface of Mars. These images are so clear and detailed that they have amazed both scientists and the general public. They offer us a completely new perspective of the Martian landscape, showing us parts of the planet that we have never seen before. Could these new images bring us closer to understanding the history of Mars or even the possibility of life? The history of Mars exploration efforts is one of determination, innovation, and constant progress. Although the exploration of Mars began more than 2 decades ago, the desire to explore Mars has roots that go back much further. In the early days of space exploration, the Red Planet was seen as one of the most promising places to search for extraterrestrial life, but getting there was not easy. And even after successfully sending robotic missions into Mars orbit, investigating its surface posed new challenges. That is exactly where the advancement of new observation technologies, such as those of the James Webb Space Telescope, has played a pivotal role, revolutionizing the way we study distant planets. Before we go any further, it is clear that the discoveries made by the telescope on Mars are far more surprising than anyone could have anticipated. And will not be the only thing that will amaze us. During its 83-day mission, the JWST sent back a wealth of information about the surface of Mars, including images and data about its soil and rocks, and demonstrated that a remote sensing instrument can operate successfully on Mars, paving the way for future research. Following the success of this initial mission, the telescope has enabled more advanced observations of the planet's composition. New images revealed the areas of Mars that showed clear indications that the planet had hosted liquid water on its surface, a key ingredient for life. This was confirmed through new captures of other areas that had never before been observed in such detail. The telescope managed to capture more evidence of the presence of organic molecules that could be essential components for life. These observations exceeded all expectations, provided a clearer and deeper picture of the environmental conditions of Mars in the past. The most recent breakthrough came with the newly captured images, when the JWST captured the most detailed and astonishing views of the planet, showing key areas that could contain remains of ancient life. This discovery represents the culmination of decades of astronomical observation and allows significant progress towards the possibility of exploring Mars more directly and eventually conducting manned missions to the planet. The revealed images offer an unprecedented view of the Martian terrain and conditions, helping to plan future studies and missions. Once the telescope managed to obtain images of the surface, it began sending back data for more photographs of its surroundings, offering the first close look at Jezero crater, the site chosen for its potential to hold signs of ancient life. Jezero crater is believed to have once hosted a large lake, and the delta-like structure in the seen area suggests that rivers flowed into this lake, carrying sediments that could contain evidence of life. The arrival of the telescope images marked the beginning of a new era of exploration, not only for its scientific goals, but also for the way it allows us to see Mars like never before. The telescope's cameras are among the most advanced ever sent to another planet, and the images captured are truly remarkable. One of the most exciting things about the images obtained is how they show Mars in stunning and high definition. Previous missions provided valuable images and video, but they were limited by the technology of their time. Older scanning cameras simply could not capture the level of detail or color accuracy we now see with the James Webb Telescope images. This allows for an incredibly detailed view of the Martian surface, revealing features that were previously difficult to observe or understand. Every rock, ridge, and crater is visible in sharp focus, and the images are so clear that you can almost feel the texture of the Martian soil. One of the most striking aspects of this footage is the color. Mars is often referred to as the red planet, but as the footage demonstrated, its surface is made up of a wide range of colors, ranging from rusty hues to golden yellows to dark browns. These colors are not only beautiful, but they are also telling stories about the planet's geological history. Different minerals reflect light in very different ways, and by studying these colors, scientists can learn more about the composition of Mars' surface and the process that have shaped it. The high-resolution images also allow scientists to examine the Martian atmosphere in greater detail. Mars has a very thin atmosphere composed mostly of carbon dioxide, and it often appears hazy in images taken from orbit. However, the telescope images show the atmosphere in action, with swirling dust clouds and gentle winds blowing across the surface. This is the first time we've been able to observe these subtle changes in real time, giving us a new perspective on Mars as a dynamic, ever-changing world. Once the telescope was pointed at the surface, it wasted no time getting it to work. Its cameras immediately began sending back images and videos of its surroundings, giving scientists and the public their first look at the G0 crater. This area was chosen as a landing site because scientists believed it once hosted a large body of water, making it an ideal place to search for signs of ancient life. The footage from G0 crater is absolutely stunning. The crater is surrounded by cliffs and ridges, with large deposits of sediment that could hold clues to Mars' watery past. In some of the images, ancient rivers channels that once fed the crater can be seen, now dry and eroded. These channels are a reminder that Mars was once a very different place, with flowing water and perhaps even a climate capable of supporting life. The Martian landscape is incredibly varied, and the telescope footage reveals the full range of its features. From jagged boulders to blocks to wide, dusty plains, Mars is a planet of contrast. Some areas are covered in a fine dust and sand, while others are filled with sharp, angular rocks that look like they've been shattered by some ancient force. One of the most intriguing features of the Martian surface is its craters. Mars is covered in craters of all sizes, created by asteroid and comet impacts over millions of years. Each crater tells a story about the planet's history, and the telescope images allowed scientists to study these craters in incredible detail. Some craters show signs of erosion indicating that they were formed when water was present on Mars, while others are relatively intact, providing record of more recent impacts. While the beauty of Mars is undeniable, the images also show a stark reminder of how harsh and unforgiving this planet can be. Its thin atmosphere offers little protection from solar radiation, and surface temperatures can drop to a frigid 100 degrees below zero at night. The images show a desolate, empty world with no signs of life or vegetation. It's a place that feels both strange and familiar, a reminder of the challenges future humans explorers will face when they finally set foot on Mars. One of the main goals of the telescope mission is to search for signs of ancient microbial life on Mars. Although Mars is a cold, arid world today, scientists believe that billions of years ago it was much more like Earth, with rivers, lakes, and perhaps even oceans. During that time, the planet could have supported life in some form, and the telescope is tasked with finding evidence of this ancient life. The images sent back by the telescope are critical in this search. By studying the terrain in detail, scientists can identify the areas that are most likely to contain signs of past life, such as sedimentary rock formations that might have preserved fossils. One of the most promising areas for this search is Jezero crater, which is the telescope is currently exploring. Scientists believe that the crater was once filled with water, and the delta-like structure seen in the large area suggests that river flowed into the crater, carrying sediments that could contain evidence of life. By studying the layers of sediment in these areas, scientists hope to uncover clues about the planet's past and whether it was ever capable of supporting life. Each new finding brings us closer to the big question: did Mars ever have life? The search for new life on Mars is the most important in scientific questions of our time. If the telescope finds evidence of ancient life, it will not only confirm that life existed on Mars, but it also suggests that life might be more common in the universe than we previously thought. This discovery could change everything we know about the origins of life and our place in the cosmos. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on more content like this.